I, 40 male, am starting to feel like my girlfriend, 40 female, manufactures drama, new, and I don't know how to work through it with her properly. Just trying to talk to her gets nowhere, she denies it, and tries to convince me it's my actions that are causing it. In the end, I'm not even sure anymore. I've been with her for 3 years. We have plans to move in together this summer, but so far we see each other a couple of times through the week, and I generally go to her place on the weekends. One thing I'm starting to really notice is a pattern. She seems to create drama, if that makes sense, over nothing. Minor misunderstandings, minor inconveniences. I've been in relationships before and I've never experienced this until I was with her. It's really been a lot more noticeable over this past year because I've had a lot of stress in my life. My brother and my dad died this past summer. I suppose I've noticed it more because any additional stress, especially over minor things, raises my already high stress levels. Just to give some context, it's stuff like this. My girlfriend and I were staying at her parents' house for 3 days. They live 2 hours away from where we live. My other brother lives out there too, and I always had plans to visit him at his house and attend a family get-together of sorts on the second day. It's our first holiday without our dad and other brother, so we wanted to spend an evening together. She couldn't come as she had her own family gathering planned. No issues, no stress, I thought. The first day was great. I spent all day with her family and even helped out around the house. The second day, I left around dinner to go to my brother's. I didn't know exactly how late I'd be, but didn't expect to be late. I texted my girlfriend at 9 p.m. and told her I'd be home by 11 p.m. She responded and said, "Can't you just sleep there? I am going to sleep and I don't want my dad waiting up for you." I said I'd rather come back, but she didn't answer, so I asked my brother if I could stay over and he got me set up. For context, my girlfriend is a total night owl and never goes to bed before midnight, so I never thought it would be any issue for me to come home at 11. And I know her enough by now to know this response was passive-aggressive, but I don't know why she'd be annoyed in the first place. Around 11:30 p.m, she texted me saying she hasn't yet fallen asleep, so I could come home if I want. Well, by then I was already in bed. I told her I'd be back in the morning. She was cold and just said, fine. The next morning was a hard one for my brother. He was experiencing a lot of sadness, I guess due to the holiday season, and I sat with him for about an hour talking and having coffee. I texted my girlfriend around 10 a.m. saying I was on my way back. When I got there, she was annoyed with me because her mum had gone to the trouble of making us breakfast, and I didn't show up on time. I didn't even know we were supposed to be having breakfast. And again, for some more context, there were several other people staying there too, so it wouldn't really matter much if I was there for breakfast or not. I just included this for context. It's not this specific incident, but a pattern of this type of thing happening constantly. Sometimes I feel like I'm walking on eggshells because things that I don't think will be an issue at all end up annoying her. I don't mean to paint her as awful. She isn't, and I truly do love her. I'm just looking for some help or insight. Does this sound like we have poor communication? If so, what steps can I take so we can improve communication? I feel so confused at times that I don't even know what the root issue is. I end up replaying it in my head. I admit, the stress of everything seems to cause me to ruminate more lately, trying to figure out what exactly the issue is, and I can never figure it out. So maybe someone outside of this can give me a suggestion. She wants me to always give her an exact time, and if I'm even a little late, she gets upset. But for her, time doesn't mean much. If she tells me she will be ready around noon, it's more likely she'll be ready around 1:30 p.m, for example. I don't get mad because that really doesn't bother me. I just can't understand any of this. TLDR, GF is always getting annoyed with me and creating drama out of nothing lately, and I don't know what steps to take to fix this.
Hey, just wanted to check in about Mary. Hey, she's been really upset lately and said some things I think we should talk about. What things? She's fine. She's just nervous. It's a big decision for a little girl. She said she doesn't want to cut her hair at all. She was crying like full panic attack. She's being dramatic. She agreed to it weeks ago. We told everyone she was excited. She told me you're not donating it. She said she overheard you talking about selling it to pay for your next vacation. Kids twist things, that's not what I said. And even if we do sell it, it's all your choice. It's just hair. It's her hair. And she said she begged you not to do it, and you told her to stop acting like a spoiled princess. I'm sorry, but this is not your business. You're undermining us, and honestly, it's getting creepy. No, what's creepy is parading your daughter as a selfless angel while secretly planning to scalp her for resort money. That's not what's happening. You're twisting this. We're trying to teach her about sacrifice. You wouldn't understand. Nothing says parenting like forcibly harvesting your kid's identity to fund a child-free getaway. Got it? Maybe we shouldn't leave the kids with you anymore. Clearly your influence is toxic. You leave them here because no one else will take them. They show up hungry, exhausted, and scared to talk, and now you're threatening me because your lives are falling apart. This is exactly why you're not part of the family. You always think you're better than everyone. No, I just think your kid deserves better than being treated like a walking Etsy store. You're overstepping, and if you don't stop, I swear, what? You'll sell my hair next. Good luck. It's dying full of spite and cursed by every queer ancestor I got. Try it at the scalp, we'll never know peace.
Ever wonder what it's really like to live a day in the life of a celebrity? It's not just glam and limos, it's a full-time job. Most celebrities start their day early, especially if they're filming, touring, or doing press. Some get up around 6 or 7 a.m., earlier if they're on a movie set. A morning workout is super common. Whether it's a personal trainer, yoga, or just walking their dog, staying in shape is part of the job. Breakfast is usually healthy. Think smoothies, protein, maybe a personal chef depending on their fame level. Many stick to strict diets, especially if they're preparing for a role or photo shoot. Then it's glam time. Hair, makeup, wardrobe. Whether they're heading to a press event, a shoot, or an interview, presentation is everything. From here, their day could go anywhere. Filming scenes, recording music, doing press junkets, attending meetings, or shooting brand campaigns. They usually have a whole team: agents, managers, publicists, assistants, people helping coordinate their packed schedules. If there's any downtime, they might check social media, catch up with family, or work on personal projects like fashion lines, charities, or writing. At night, it might be time for a red carpet, charity gala, awards show, or premiere. Celebs are expected to show up, smile, and network. A lot. Finally, they wind down. Maybe with skincare routines, journaling, or FaceTiming loved ones. And if they're traveling, it's off to the next city by morning. It's busy, it's glamorous, but it's also stressful. Being a celebrity means your life is your brand, and your job never really ends. So the next time you see someone on the red carpet saying, "See me, remember?" It took a whole day to get there.
Awesome facts from medieval China 1. The Tang dynasty was a golden age of culture, 618 to 907. The Tang capital, Chang'an, was the largest city in the world at the time and incredibly cosmopolitan, hosting Arabs, Persians, Indians, and Europeans. Poetry flourished. Li Bai and Du Fu are still revered today as two of the greatest poets in Chinese history. 2. Gunpowder was invented by accident. Chinese alchemists trying to make an immortality potion during the Tang dynasty accidentally discovered gunpowder instead. By the Song dynasty, they were using it in bombs, fire lances, and rockets, centuries before Europe had any idea. 3. The first female emperor, Wu Zetian, R690-705, was the only woman in Chinese history to rule as emperor in her own name. She was incredibly smart, ruthless, and effective, reforming the bureaucracy and promoting merit over noble birth. 4th, civil service exams were brutal and revolutionary. Starting in the Tang and refined in the Song, China's imperial exam system chose government officials based on merit, not birth. Exams could take days, required candidates to memorize Confucian classics, and were often physically dangerous. People died from exhaustion or starvation. 5. Song China had paper money and global trade. The Song dynasty, 960-1279, was the first government in world history to issue paper currency. They also had a proto-industrial economy and massive trade networks, exporting silk, tea, porcelain, and iron to the Middle East, India, and Africa. 6. Genghis Khan conquered China, but China conquered back. The Yuan dynasty, 1271-1368, was founded by Kublai Khan, Genghis Khan's grandson. Mongols ruled as Chinese emperors, but eventually the native Ming dynasty overthrew them and restored Han Chinese rule in 1368.
Okay, I'm about to say something absolutely insane. So please don't judge me right away. OMG, what? Now I'm scared, lol. I think my BF is messing with my toothbrush.
What do you mean, messing with it?
Like using it for something it's definitely not meant for. Like revenge.
Oh, man.
Find out how else to explain it.
What?
Okay, you need to back up. He's been weird for a while. Always gives me the silent treatment when he's mad, refuses to talk things out, then acts like nothing happened. Months ago, I started noticing my toothbrush,
The electric one?
was moved. Not on the charger, on its side, sometimes wet. In the middle of the day, when I hadn't used it.
Wait, what?
And once it literally looked like it had been used to clean the bathroom grout or something. So I started hiding a spare one in my makeup bag. And that one never touched, never moved. Okay, this is seriously disturbing. Did you ask him? Yeah, finally worked up the nerve to ask. I said something like, "Are you doing something to my toothbrush when you're mad at me?" What? OMG, what did he say? He laughed, said, "You're crazy," then wouldn't talk about it. What the heck? Yeah, it made my stomach drop. I haven't seen him do anything, but my gut is screaming at me. I feel like I'm dating the kind of guy who would put my
comes after it's been and God knows what knows.
What family drama were you born into that you didn't know about until later in life? I was born in July. My parents married the March prior, so I was My parents should never have married, and I barely recall my dad ever being around. In 1998, I witnessed a really bad car accident. I ran to the car after it flipped and pulled the female driver and a child out. The driver was in pretty bad shape, and I did what I could until the EMTs came. I stayed with the child, who was hysterical, until a relative came. I was asked my name and phone number by the relative. I have a very, very uncommon last name. The relative told me that the driver had the same last name. I figured it was a married name. A couple weeks pass, I get a call from the driver's mother. Turns old, the girl never recovered and passed away from her injuries. The mother goes on to ask about my family. Of course, the question of my dad comes up. Turns out the girl I pulled out of the car was my half-sister. The mother had told me that child was my niece, and my half-sister never married. She told me that my dad had told her about me and my mom, but she thought they were going to divorce. They finally did 7 years later. My half-sister came, and by then my dad had moved along. He never asked, and she never went looking for him. I gave her my dad's info, and told her to let me know if I could ever do anything. I tried reaching out a couple times trying to be a good uncle to my niece, but her family wasn't very receptive to the idea, and I took the hint. Fast forward to last fall, a young lady knocks at my door. Turns out she's my niece. She just wanted to know about her family and my dad. I sat and talked to that girl for hours. I also told her about the unfortunate way her mom and I met. Turns out that she hangs out with several of my son's friends, and they knew each other. My dad met her as I expected. It was less than a life-changing event for anyone. My dad is a distant person, always has been. I was also told that there may be other half-siblings out there. I keep waiting for others to reach out.